In a move that could reshape the global semiconductor landscape, the Dutch government has reversed its controversial decision to intervene in the operations of Nexperia, a Chinese-owned chipmaker based in the Netherlands. This dramatic shift, announced on Wednesday, follows constructive negotiations with Chinese authorities and signals a potential thaw in tensions between the two nations. But here's where it gets controversial. Is this a genuine act of goodwill, or a strategic retreat in the face of escalating trade pressures? Let's dive into the details. The backstory, a high-stakes showdown. The saga began in September when the Dutch government invoked the Cold War-era Goods Availability Act to seize control of Nexperia, citing concerns that its chip technology, critical for automotive, consumer electronics, and other industries, could become inaccessible in an emergency. This unprecedented move was reportedly influenced by U.S. security concerns, sparking a fierce backlash from China. Beijing retaliated by blocking exports of Nexperia's finished products, exacerbating an already dire global chip shortage and sending shockwaves through the automotive industry. The turning point, a diplomatic breakthrough. Dutch Economy Minister Vincent Karremans described the suspension of intervention as a show of goodwill in a social media statement. In a letter to Parliament, he revealed that Beijing now appears to be allowing companies from Europe and other regions to export Nexperia chips, calling it an important step toward resolving the dispute. This development seems to mark the end of a bitter standoff that had global automotive giants like Stellantis, Volkswagen, and BMW on edge. But this is the part most people miss. The Dutch government's decision comes at a time when the global chip shortage is reaching a critical point, raising questions about the timing and motivations behind this move. Market reactions, a mixed bag. The news sent ripples through financial markets. Shares of Stellantis, the parent company of Jeep, Ram, Dodge, and Chrysler, rose by 0.7% on Wednesday morning. However, German automakers like Volkswagen, Mercedes-Benz, and BMW saw marginal declines, reflecting lingering uncertainty about the long-term implications of this resolution. And here's a thought-provoking question. Will this temporary relief for the chip shortage address the root causes of the issue, or merely delay an inevitable reckoning? The bigger picture, geopolitics and technology. The Nexperia case underscores the complex interplay between geopolitics and technology. As countries like the U.S. and China vie for dominance in the semiconductor industry, smaller nations like the Netherlands are often caught in the crossfire. The Dutch government's initial intervention was seen by some as a bold assertion of sovereignty, while others viewed it as an overreach that risked alienating a key trading partner. Now, with the suspension of that intervention, the Netherlands is walking a delicate tightrope between economic pragmatism and strategic autonomy. What's next? Questions remain. While the suspension of intervention paves the way for Nexperia exports to resume, the underlying tensions between the Netherlands and China are far from resolved. The Dutch Economic Affairs Ministry has pledged to continue talks with Chinese authorities in the coming weeks, but the outcome remains uncertain. CNBC has reached out to Nexperia and the Chinese embassy in the UK for comment, but responses are still pending. A controversial interpretation. Who really wins? Some analysts argue that China emerges as the clear winner in this scenario, having successfully pressured the Netherlands into backing down. Others contend that the Dutch government has cleverly diffused a crisis while preserving its long-term interests. What do you think? Is this a diplomatic victory, a strategic retreat, or something in between? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your take on this complex and contentious issue.